From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Happy Monday and good evening to you. I'm Carrie Sharp here for Open Line tonight. We are just about a week away from the start of school. Can you believe it? Summer is almost over, at least when it comes to school time. And that means a lot of folks have to get back in the routine of getting to school and maybe have to deal with a little bit of anxiety that comes with it. And I've got a great guest here with me to help us through that anxiety, Dr. Edwina Chappell. And I'm going to have to look down to get this full title, but you're with the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here.
She's a little bit of a reluctant guest, but I told her we'd be really nice to her because you have some great information for us. Because this time of year, we're just about a week out, it comes with a lot of change, a lot of newness, and that can stir up a lot of feelings inside of a lot of people, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And typically, you know, you think of school time, and there is the excitement that you expect with that. But on the other hand, there are some things when you talk about the newness and the transitions and new friends and new bus routes and new teachers, different things like that, that can be a little scary and make people feel a little uncomfortable and create some anxiety. I mentioned to you earlier, I think, and I guess I might as well say this, that I was talking, to you about, the anxiety and what they are probably feeling like, and they probably feel kind of like me right now.
As you were preparing for the show, you're like, wow, I feel kind of anxious.
Yes, I did, because it was new. It's a new experience for me. And so now I can, actually can be in touch with what the students are going through right now as they prepare for this new school year.
And I want to invite everybody who may be sitting at home that this is your time to call in, whether you're a parent with a student that may have some anxiety, or maybe you're the parent with anxiety. I'm kind of in that boat, as I was telling Dr. Chappell, that I'm releasing my child, my little 3-year-old, into the world in just about 2 weeks to go to preschool for the first time. And I'm anxious about it, but I also don't want that to spill over on him. So we're trying to be very excited in our house and talk about it. But inside, I am nervous about this. So I'm sure that some of you are the same way. If you have any questions tonight, go ahead and call in. The lines are open right now, so you can get through pretty easily. Numbers on your screen, 615-737-PLUS or 7587. Lines are going to be open for the next hour, so go ahead and give us a call. In the meantime, I want to start talking about we're a week out. We can't turn back time and think about what we should have been doing earlier this summer, but we're about a week out from school starting. What can we do from this time forward until that bell rings to get our kids prepared?
Well, certainly parents can just start trying to do those things that will prepare the young people for this newness. For some, it's going to be a matter of, do you have your school supplies? And, just making sure that they've made the right contacts. If they haven't done that right away, then, or they don't know how to do that, then they might want to call the school or the school board and try to identify where those places are. I think some of the retailers probably have lists and that kind of thing that will help facilitate that for parents. So that would be one thing that they can do. And just talking for some children, of course, it's going to be maybe I'm returning to the same school, but it'll be a different teacher. So maybe it won't be quite as stressful for them. But for those who may be making the complete transition, like a child who's moving from, say, pre-K or maybe kindergarten, into first grade for the first time. That's a brand new school, or moving from elementary into middle school or middle into high school. That can be something, that's pretty uncomfortable, and especially if they've had the same friends all through those 4 years or those 3 years where they were before, and now they've got to make a whole new set of friends. But just kind of sitting down and and talking to the young person and and I want to say more than communicate, really kind of communicating with that young person so that they're really hearing and the young person knows that they're listening, especially for the older ones, but even for the little ones. And there are lots of little things that they could do, maybe even a little color sheet or something like that. Just say, well, tell me how, or show me how you're feeling, you know, about preparing for school and stuff. And because sometimes the little ones don't have as much of a vocabulary to be able to really tell you, oh, I'm scared, or that I'm really uncomfortable, could you help?
Right.
But they can show us sometimes in their, their pictures, and and we can kind of take a look and go over that with them, and and kind of talk about what those feelings are like, and kind of help walk them through, and give them some ideas. Well, how do you think you might respond if kind of maybe set up a few little situations? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I caught myself the other day. My son wasn't using his please and thank yous, and I said, if you do that at school, if you don't use them at school, you may get in trouble. And I thought, oh gosh, well, I don't want to scare him, So I thought maybe this isn't the proper tactic, and then he's gonna be scared to go to school. So it was kind of like a slap on the hand for the mom right there. But I thought, oh gosh, but I want him to go to his teachers and look like he has manners.
I know. And we try to give them everything that we can, although I think one of the things that we have to remember, and we're anxious
I'm nervous.
ourselves, like you were mentioning how anxious you were about your little one getting ready to go off to school. And when we do that, sometimes we want to try to make sure they've got everything already, so I've got this piece covered, and I've got that piece covered, and so forth and so on. But we won't necessarily be able to, take care of everything, at least not in a day, kind of a thing. So, just kind of take a lead, and you did stay calm, so that was a good thing. So you're handling it very, very well. And so he's seeing you as the role model, and, well, Mom's not really too
freaking
anxious.
out.
That kind of thing. So I think this thing might be okay.
I'm thinking about the first morning. Everyone likes to take pictures on the first day, and it's a big morning, and I'm sure the schedule's a little crazy. You're getting up early, you're getting breakfast, you're rushing to get out the door, or meet the school bus. How much should you just try to make that kind of a normal morning as much as you can, so there's not that heightened level of anxiety? Is it possible?
You try.
I don't know.
You try, but sometimes they handle it much better than we do. Kids are really great people. They really are, and so some things that we think are really going to just set them off, or send them into some really high level of stress. It's just a piece of cake for them, right? So again, that's something that we can kind of talk to them about, is that kind of activity may go on as part of the school day, because we all want to see you go and on the first day of school, and we want to remember this, and we want to have this in our video so we can go back and look and see that, oh, there he is, and it just, and we can smile and put our chest out, and then he can see that we were there. So again, just preparing the young person so that he or she knows, okay, well, we may do this, but really, this is probably something that you've done in other events, right?
True, true.
In terms of other things that he may have been able to accomplish. Maybe his first trip to some water park, or or something like that, and you were
snapping pictures along the way.
So he's kind of familiar with some of that, but just letting him know that, and I think he will be very, very pleased to know that you all are there and you all are caring, and he's gonna.
I hope so. Probably like, go, Mom. Okay, I'm good. See you later. Even at 3.
Then you'll probably be the one like, oh, he's not going to miss me.
What? You're probably exactly right. We have a lot to talk about in the next hour. We're talking about anxiety, the small stuff, but also when it gets bigger into actual anxiety disorders. So stick around. Lots to talk about. Feel free to call in as well. We'd love to hear from you. Stick around.